Welcome to Inside the Skev, and this is your host, Aaron Masliansky, and today I am really happy to be joined by Amy Koester, and Amy is from the Skokie Public Library, and we're going to be talking with Amy all about what's going on at the library and really how libraries are so important here. And later on, we're going to be joined by Courtney Sturgeon, and Courtney is a fellow young professional committee member with me at the Illinois Holocaust Museum. And we're going to be talking about this trivia night that's going to be coming up on January 21st. That's going to be online. It's a fundraiser for the museum, and it is a fantastic opportunity to get engaged and to have some fun. So let's talk to Amy now, and just to give people a little bit more information about Amy and who she is. Amy Koester is the Learning Experiences Manager at the Skokie Public Library. She supports a team of staff who develop and provide library events for all ages, hands-on learning opportunities when safe to do so, and information and reference services. She also works with the Civic Lab team. Amy is active with the Association for Library Service to Children, always is eager to talk about Jane Austen, One Direction, and space opera. So Amy, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me, Aaron. I always forget that I put that cheeky bit about how I love One Direction in my actual professional bio. So yes. I'm glad you caught that.
I sure did. Well, you got to have a little bit of lightness, right?
It's true. It's true. And I got started as a librarian working with kids and teens when One Direction was like popular with teenagers. So it's a little bit of like my librarian history there.
Yeah. Yeah. What got you into library in the first place? How long have you been involved working in this field?
Yeah. So I have been working in libraries professionally for about a decade now. But my librarian origin story, believe it or not, is I wanted to be a librarian after seeing that movie, The Mummy, with Rachel Weisz, who was a librarian, and Brendan Fraser. And so that kind of set me off on exploring this field. I always loved museums and learning and reading. And so it just felt like something that could be really great. And after spending a couple of summers as a camp counselor working with kids and teens, it really solidified as like, oh, in a public library, this is something that I can do and combine my love of information and curiosity and working with people, especially young people. So after college, I went to graduate school right away. And after 2 years, got my degree and was hired by a branch system in Missouri, where I was a children's librarian for 3 years before I moved back up here to be closer to family and had the opportunity to work at Skokie.
What a wonderful place to have an opportunity to work. You know, Skokie Public Library for me, I've been going here since I was a little kid. I remember going to the bookmobile with my mom all the time. And, you know, what a wonderful experience that was. And going to the library and seeing it grow. It's such a beautiful space. I mean, it's an architectural gem, really. And I love, you know, all the different things that are that are going on there. So there's a lot of construction going on at the library right now. What is actually taking place?
Yeah, that's very accurate that there's a lot of construction going on. We just passed the 1-year mark for a big renovation project, which is slated to wrap up at the end of March of 2021. So we're in the home stretch. And essentially all of the public service spaces in the building. So the first floor where you think about getting your DVDs and music, your kids' materials, your adult fiction, and also our second floor where we have our nonfiction collections, our public computers, all of those spaces have been or are in the process of being renovated and updated. The last time there was any sort of massive renovation was around 20 years ago. So just around the turn of the millennium. And as you know, like the ways that people find information, connect with one another are so vastly different now than they were 20 years ago. And so really this renovation is all about making sure that our library can serve the Skokie community the ways that they need to now and moving into the future.
Right, because, you know, I talked to some people and they're like, well, wasn't the library just wasn't there an addition done? And wasn't that all just done recently? It's like, no, it was 20 years. Things change. And I think it's so fantastic that the library recognizes, like, okay, we've got to adapt. We're not just a place where people get books, right? There is, a heck of a lot that goes on there, and you're serving a lot of different needs, which we're going to get into a lot. But one thing that I want to really talk about right now, that because it's so timely, is how have you adjusted in regards to what's going on with the pandemic?
Yeah, goodness. Well, it might be easier to say what haven't we adjusted, because our usual ways of connecting with the community have largely had to shift. And we're really fortunate that we've had strong relationships with individual community members, with community partners, so that we can kind of be in touch with what people are looking for right now. So the big resources that we have available now, looking very different than they did a year ago. So if you think about the library as a space that you go to get collections, which it's not all we do, but it's what a lot of people use us for, you can absolutely still do that. You can find things on our website, place them on hold, give us a call, send us a chat to our website, and we can put those materials on hold for you. And we'll notify you when they're ready for you to come into the building, masked, keeping your distance, a limit in the number of people at a time, to pick up your holds and then be on your way, or to pick those up from our bookmobile, which is still making well over a dozen community stops every week. So that's collections. Computers and internet access are another like vital resource that public libraries provide to their communities. And so in our renovated second floor, in our computer commons area, we do have some PCs available for use by appointment. Right now, those appointments are limited to 30 minutes at a time, and have some courtesy temporary free printing up to 10 pages. We know that there are plenty of folks who need to fill out forms. They can't go into an office anymore to do that because those offices are closed because of COVID.
Right.
And so we're trying so hard to make sure that we're able to provide that vital access, those resources, and support that we can do safely in a way that's both safe for the public and safe for our library staff.
I mean, that's so key because, a lot of people, some people may not realize this, but a lot of people don't have internet at home, or they don't have a computer. Maybe they have a phone, and they need to get that access. And right now, in addition to whatever forms you need to do, you might be looking for a job, and you need the computer to be able to access that. And it's a critical infrastructure for a community. So do you still have staff at the library, or are most people working from home?
So we do have staff at the library, just the number of people needed to be able to support these services, and everyone else is working remotely. So even thinking about something like our computers, we have a staff person at the entrance who will check and say, like, if you've got an appointment, okay, go ahead up to the computers. We've got one staff person there on the second floor to just like help wayfind, and if there are any like major troubleshooting issues. But the way that we're able to provide computer support right now is actually through remote chat. So, talking about a building being different, having different needs 20 years, different from 20 years ago, like just the capabilities that we have to be able to remotely connect with patrons, help them, talk them through how to print something, how to find a form, without having to get in any sort of close proximity. That's something, we hadn't been using those resources a year ago, but we got them figured out pretty quickly when we got into COVID and saw how long this was going to be.
Yeah, no, it's really great that you had it ready to go, not thinking that this was going to happen, but it's good to have the infrastructure. One quick question I have is, I know that people can go into the library right now and pick up their books, and you don't have to show your card. So how does that work, and what happens if somebody takes your books and it's not you?
Yeah, that's a great question. So for a little bit of background, up until around the end of November, we were able to do curbside pickup out in our parking lot. But as you know, Chicago weather, not really conducive to that right now.
No.
So what we're able to do, we want to minimize the amount of time any member of the public is in the building. And so what we decided to do, after conferring with a lot of other libraries locally and across the country, is when you put something on hold and it's ready for you, we're going to check it out that morning, and it's on the hold shelf for you for 7 days. So in a 7-day window, whenever works for you, you can come in, pick up your material. It's already checked out to you. We have automatic renewals. We got rid of all overdue fines. So there's not going to be any penalties with you waiting until the 7th day to come pick something up. You'll still have it checked out. And really what you do is you come, you look for your name on that shelf, grab your materials, and you can be on your way and enjoying them. We've only had a very small handful of instances where someone has accidentally taken someone else's material. Usually they notice it by the time they get back to their car and then bring it back in, and we're able to correct it within a couple of hours. If not, we have lots of ways for you to connect with us, whether it's there in the building or by phone or chat, and say like, hey, I got this notification to pick up my hold, it wasn't there. And we will look into it, put another copy on hold for you, and get it to you as quickly as we can.
Right. So just keep an eye on your email, and you should be okay. I think it's great that the community kind of, comes together, and you could really go on this honor system right now and keep people safe. We're going to take a short break in just a moment, but when we come back, I want to talk about how the library, I really feel like, is an incubator, for all different types of ideas that people may have, from all different age ranges, businesses, whatever it may be. And I feel that is a huge role that the Skokie Public Library plays. So everyone just stick around. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about this and listen to these few short messages from some of our supporters here on the station. So thanks so much, everyone. Hi, I'm Aaron Masliansky, longtime Skokie and Evanston resident, host of Inside the Skev, and local real estate expert. As a community connector and realtor with Dreamtown Realty in downtown Evanston, I know firsthand what makes the Skev such an amazing place to live. When I'm helping my clients buy and sell properties inside of the Skev or out, I'm doing it with the best technology and support team behind me at Dreamtown. During the pandemic, I've been able to help my clients seamlessly stay on track with their home search. From immersive 3D Matterport tours, professional photos, to virtual open houses, my clients can find their homes safely and comfortably, and even from their couch. When you're ready to make a move, know that I'll be here to help. You can always find out more about me at skevinston.com/real estate. Again, that's skevinston.com/real estate, or email me at aaron@skevinston.com.
Mortgage rates have reached record lows recently. If you see homeownership in your future, the future is now. Think of Beth Lewis at Cross Country Mortgage as your personal mortgage shopper. She'll sort through racks and racks of home financing options until she finds exactly the right style and fit for you. She'll get you pre-approved to give you an advantage over other buyers, and she'll close your loan quickly with a highly efficient process driven by advanced mortgage technology. So far in 2020, Beth has come through for over 680 individuals and families who needed home financing. Beth will be here for you too, because helping people get mortgages is what she does best. Visit BethLewisTeam.com to get started. That's BethLewisTeam.com, or call 847-274-9745. That's 847-274-9745. Cross Country Mortgage LLC, NMLS 3029, www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org. Equal housing opportunity, Illinois residential mortgage licensee. Recognized as the third largest Holocaust museum in the world, Illinois Holocaust Museum inspires people of all ages to take a stand against anti-Semitism, hatred, prejudice, and indifference. An award-winning and world-class attraction, the museum has a fantastic slate of engaging virtual programs, including discussions on social justice topics, film screenings with talkbacks, lunch and learn sessions with scholars, authors, and experts, and more. There's truly something for everyone. Tickets for virtual public tours of the blockbuster exhibit Notorious RBG, The Life and Times of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, are available now through February 20th. And speaking of inspiring pop culture icons, on January 21st, you and your friends have the opportunity to test your pop culture knowledge during the virtual event Take a Stand Trivia, hosted by the museum's Young Professional Committee. Thanks to Let Us Entertain You, this event can be transformed into a dinner party with food and cocktail kits available for curbside pickup in the city and suburbs. Visit ilholocaustmuseum.org for more information. Relationships are at the base of just about everything in life. If those relationships thrive, so does your life and your business. Prue's Coach Leader Academy helps individuals to entire companies learn a coach approach to support positive relationship. PCLA's ICF accredited coach training program transforms and equips individuals and companies with a skill set to support others' growth and development. PCLA. We coach, we train, we mentor. Get started today at Prue'sCoachLeader.com. That's PREUSS Coachleader.com. Moving day is a happy day, but how can you be sure all of your stuff will get to the new place in the same condition they left the old place? Upgrade your experience to First Class Moving and Storage. You'll get a team of professionals who treat all of your belongings with care and have the right tools to make the job go smoothly. They even offer a full packing service. Upgrade to First Class Moving and Storage. They're local and independently owned. For more info, visit the website at firstclassmovers.com. That's the number one, stclassmovers.com.
Hi, this is Julie Ryan from the Ask Julie Ryan Show, heard on Thursday evenings from 7 to 9 p.m., wishing you and yours a very Merry Christmas.
Welcome back, everyone, to Inside the Skev. This is Aaron here, and we are speaking with Amy Koester from the Skokie Public Library. And we were talking a little bit about how the library is changing with its renovation, how it's adapted to COVID. And now I want to just talk about how the library is really this incubator for the community. And, you know, I think that a lot of times people think library books, you know, you go in there, you got to be quiet, and, you know, it's maybe not fun, but the library is fun. The library is amazing. The library has so many different things going on. So, like, how many different types of services and programming do you normally have at the library?
Oh my gosh. So under typical, like, pre-pandemic circumstances, it's, you know, dozen at least different services. And, you know, in terms of programming, we'd have well over 100 events per month. We've, in the last 10 months, I think we've averaged about maybe 85, 90 online events for the community. So we've dialed back just a little bit in volume. Mostly that has to do with, you know, we've got a Zoom account, but we don't have like 4 in the same way that we used to have 4 meeting rooms and could have things happening at the same time. But yeah, so in terms of services, that's like whatever a community member is looking for, the library is doing something to touch on that. So I think a lot about, you know, starting with the youngest kids who, you know, are working on developing like their pre-literacy skills and making friends with other young people, while their parents have an opportunity to like be adults with other adults, as opposed to like just the caregiver, and thinking about a lot of the programs we've got, like story times, which we've moved online, both live through Zoom, but also recorded through our YouTube events channel. Think about things like our Grow a Reader program, where we're encouraging folks to read with their young kids 1,000 books before kindergarten, with kind of incentives along the way.
Wow.
And sorts of initiatives to really connect people with the resources and information they need. You know, when we get into talking about teens, social interaction is a big piece. So is like preparation for college. So every year having like Get That Scholarship type programs, or things demystifying college essays. Those are some of the, you know, more like, you know, what's your next life goal moment sort of services. And when it comes to adults, you know, there are as many types of needs as there are adults in the community. So I think about a lot of our English language learning services, whether that's our weekly Wednesday midday ESL Cafe conversation program for folks from any background to come and practice their English in conversation, whether it's our really robust world language collections or world film collection for folks who want to read or watch in their native language. I think about small businesses. We've got a great small business librarian. Her name is Terry. She works with the chamber and businesses throughout the community to offer programs, especially like right now pivoting to COVID, like how to connect with your market audience when you can't do things in person. Job seekers is a big piece. You mentioned earlier, that's a vital piece of having access to computers, is being able to fill out job applications. And we try and support that with lots of other resources too, like a weekly job talk kind of conversation support group where folks can read through their resumes, work on like set job search goals, and have some mutual accountability. We also have great technology one-on-ones, ESL conversation one-on-one appointments, job assistance and career development one-on-ones where a member of the community who has a particular need, whether it's, they've been out of the workforce for a little while and they need to update their resume, or they just got a new device for a holiday gift and they need a little bit of help with how to use it. That person can give the library a call and set up an appointment to work one-on-one with one of our staff. Right now it's virtual, but that's a longstanding service that we've had, and a lot of libraries honestly have had for years. We want to be able to provide the support that individuals need. And when we hear of a new need, we're always thinking about how can we support.
I think you support it fantastically. And one thing that I've noticed in terms of digital content that you guys have added is that you can get free access to the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, the Washington Post. You just have to click a link every few days. But that's awesome. That is a great service because before you can go to the library and the newspaper's there. And now you can just get it, digitally. And one thing I just want to point out is last week I had Fritz Kagi on the show. He's the Cook County assessor, and talking about taxes. Nobody likes taxes. But when you think about it, look at the types of services that are provided with your tax dollar. And part of it is the library. And, I think that people have to appreciate that. And when you're looking to a community, my job as a real estate agent is to, help sell that community as well. And this is a great example of why Skokie is such a wonderful place to live. You have so many different things. And even the renovation that you're doing is to create more programming space to better support the people, right?
Yeah, more programming space, more hands-on learning space, more places for people to be in community with one another, whether that's just being in physical proximity or making connections, making new friends, meeting neighbors. Like, this is the space we want. We've heard that the community wants to be, and so we want this space to be everything that the community could be looking for to support their needs.
And I think that the timing, not like you planned this, but it couldn't be better, because hopefully, my God, I hope COVID is done. And, most people are vaccinated by end of spring, early summer. You've got this brand new space that people can come to, and people are going to want to be together. And what a fantastic community meeting ground that the library is and will be for many, many years to come. Do you ever face challenges with improving the system, or has it just been like people are so into it?
I think like the biggest challenge is usually people get into a habit of how they see or use the library. And so it's making sure that like when they walk in, they can see something that's new and different. We have such a supportive community. They're really down with all of the services and spaces that we develop. And so really the biggest challenge is just making sure that they know about it so that they can take advantage of it. Like you said, they've already paid for it.
They paid for it. So stick around, everyone. We're going to learn about more how you can take advantage of it and what makes this library so unique. We'll be right back. Oh, the library's awesome.
Mortgage rates have reached record lows recently. If you see homeownership in your future, the future is now. Think of Beth Lewis at Cross Country Mortgage as your personal mortgage shopper. She'll sort through racks and racks of home financing options until she finds exactly the right style and fit for you. She'll get you pre-approved to give you an advantage over other buyers, and she'll close your loan quickly with a highly efficient process driven by advanced mortgage technology. So far in 2020, Beth has come through for over 680 individuals and families who needed home financing. Beth will be here for you too, because helping people get mortgages is what she does best. Visit BethLewisTeam.com to get started. That's BethLewisTeam.com, or call 847-274-9745. That's 847-274-9745. Cross Country Mortgage LLC, NMLS 3029, www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org, Equal Housing Opportunity, Illinois Residential Mortgage Licensee. Recognized as the third largest Holocaust museum in the world, Illinois Holocaust Museum inspires people of all ages to take a stand against anti-Semitism, hatred, prejudice, and indifference. An award-winning and world-class attraction, the museum has a fantastic slate of engaging virtual programs, including discussions on social justice topics, film screenings with talkbacks, lunch and learn sessions with scholars, authors, and experts, and more. There's truly something for everyone. Tickets for virtual public tours of the blockbuster exhibit Notorious RBG, The Life and Times of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, are available now through February 20th. And speaking of inspiring pop culture icons, on January 21st, you and your friends have the opportunity to test your pop culture knowledge during the virtual event Take a Stand Trivia, hosted by the museum's Young Professional Committee. Thanks to Let Us Entertain You, this event can be transformed into a dinner party with food and cocktail kits available for curbside pickup in the city and suburbs. Visit ilholocaustmuseum.org for more information.
Reading, writing, and math are a struggle for a lot of young students. At BrainLinks, we know those skills are what paves the way to independence and success. Our specialists will help your child develop the habits they need to make sure they strive, not only in class, but out in the world in general. And of course, for everyone's safety, our lessons are done completely online. For more info on our team members and to schedule your initial consultation, visit brainlinksacademics.com. That's brainlinksacademics.com.
Relationships are at the base of just about everything in life. If those relationships thrive, so does your life and your business. Prue's Coach Leader Academy helps individuals to entire companies learn a coach approach to support positive relationship. PCLA's ICF accredited coach training program transforms and equips individuals and companies with a skill set to support others' growth and development. PCLA. We coach, we train, we mentor. Get started today at Prue'sCoachLeader.com. That's PREUSS Coachleader.com.
Hi, I'm Aaron Masliansky, longtime Skokie and Evanston resident, host of Inside the Skev, and local real estate expert. As a community connector and realtor with Dreamtown Realty in downtown Evanston, I know firsthand what makes the Skev such an amazing place to live. When I'm helping my clients buy and sell properties inside of the Skev or out, I'm doing it with the best technology and support team behind me at Dreamtown. During the pandemic, I've been able to help my clients seamlessly stay on track with their home search, from immersive 3D Matterport tours, professional photos, to virtual open houses. My clients can find their homes safely and comfortably, and even from their couch. When you're ready to make a move, know that I'll be here to help. You can always find out more about me at skevinston.com/real estate. Again, that's skevinston.com/real estate, or email me at aaron@skevinston.com.
You're listening to Smart Talk
on AM 1590, 95.9 FM, the Smart Talk app, and WCGORadio.com.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Aaron with Inside the Skev, and we are here with Amy Koester from the Skokie Public Library. And, next week I'm actually going to be speaking with Jill Schachter from the Evanston Public Library. Both great libraries, and they're, very different. And, one thing that I notice about Skokie, and both communities are so diverse, but, Skokie has, different concerts. I was at, last year, a concert with traditional Cambodian music, and I featured the National Cambodian Heritage Museum on my show before, with Kamari Kuhn, who is also a Skokie Public Library or Skokie Park District Commissioner. So just a lot of different things converging together. But, Amy, what would you say makes Skokie unique?
Yeah, so I think public libraries are great, especially in this area, because we try and be so well attuned to what our specific communities are looking for. And, Skokie and Evanston are neighbors, but what folks are looking for in different pockets of those communities are different. And so, some of what makes our library unique is what makes our community unique. And it's looking at, a really rich history of immigration, waves of immigration into Skokie, and the way that plays into the types of resources we might have at the library, the types of programs, the types of conversations. When you come in, the people that you might meet, people who are sharing their art, sharing their performances. So seeing that cultural and geographical diversity reflected there. I think also looking at like what are the sorts of interests and curiosities among the community. So in Skokie, one of the things that we've heard a whole lot about for years is interest in like the maker movement, and we call it, in library lingo, experiential learning. And for 6 years now, we've had a space largely for younger folks, like elementary, junior high, high school, called the Boombox, like a hands-on science, technology, engineering space. And one of the things that we're most excited about with this renovation is that we've, expanded on that with a new space on the second floor called the Studio. It's kind of centralized where we can house the library's 3D printers, sewing machines, embroidery machines, things that we had previously, but didn't have a permanent space for, so they kind of rotated in and out. We also were able to get a laser engraver. We've got vinyl cutters. We've got like digital production suites. So really, after years of hearing from community members who are like, I want to start a podcast, but I don't have the equipment or a place to record, we have that in our studio suites. I'm keep hearing about 3D printing. How do I like 3D print my own cookie cutters? Like that's a thing I saw on Pinterest. Can I do that? Yes, we can do that. And in the process, you're learning these like new skills, like how to do 3D design, things that can be applicable in your personal life, but also in folks' professional development. So, having the Illinois Science and Technology Park in Skokie, I think is definitely a piece that influences how we think about, what are the needs and interests of the community, because we know that having those sorts of jobs in our community influences how people are thinking about the sorts of skills they want to learn and develop.
Absolutely. It's I feel like it's so important to be a lifelong learner. You don't stop learning after high school or college or graduate school, whatever it may be. You always have to keep learning. And what I think is really something that I've noticed during this pandemic is that you kind of have to adapt and reinvent yourself. And I think a lot of jobs and businesses are adapting people, and the library, and I think also, Oakton Community College and different places like that are going to have such a key role in trying to help people figure out this new world that we live in. And, you may not want to do it, but you kind of have to in order to survive. And I think that the spaces that you have and how you guys have totally adjusted to this is a great example of how we're going to be shifting as a nation, as a world, really, to live in this new society. We've reached a kind of a new age in a way. We've skipped, I think, a decade, but but you work with a lot of different age groups and people from, with different languages and needs. We were talking before the show about how Steve Marciani, the senior planner who I interned for, always has the reports of how many languages are spoken at the schools and whatnot. So how many is it? Do you know?
So the info I have is a couple of years out of date. I don't know what the most recent one is, but I think 2 years ago, it was over 75 languages spoken at the elementary schools in Skokie, which, that's pretty high number. Yeah. So yeah, thinking about different language speaking communities, and the Spanish speaking community is not a monolith. There are folks who speak Spanish fluently and English sparingly, and vice versa. And we try and have as many services for as many populations as we can, and looking to partner with community members when we're not able to do something in-house. So I think one of the other ones that I really want to bring up, we're in the Skokie Evanston area. There are a lot of organizations and facilities that support adults with disabilities of a variety of different types. And so accessibility is something that is always front of mind for us at the library, whether it's thinking about the collections we've got, things available in audio, in Braille, being able to get things printed into Braille, DVDs with closed captioning, Once people can be in our buildings for like recreation again, assistive technology so that they can experience the spaces and the resources in the way that works best for them, having assistive listening for our program spaces, for our concerts. And a big piece of our renovation was how can we make sure that our facilities are as accessible as possible. So when you come in again, you'll see that we will have automatic doors. So no more having to press the button or like access the button to do that hands-free. All of our tables and chairs we're going to have a lot more that are adjustable height.
Great.
Folks, that I think one of the things that we in the culture at large sometimes forget is that making things accessible for one community group makes it accessible for so many more. So it's not just like catering to any specific needs. So I think that's an area in which, the broad diversity within Skokie and the library's ability to have conversations with all of those groups, that really makes for a better library for everyone. Because if community group A with a specific need says it would be really great if the library could make this change, and then we're able to do it, that typically has like a broad ripple effect for so many more communities who like didn't even know to think to ask, could the library do this? But they benefit when we do.
I think it's a great point. And it increases equity in the community as well, because you think equity in terms of race or, financial or whatnot, but equity in terms of accessibility. And that is something that is so important. Have you been able to, how do you, like, as an example, how do you help the community with people who have trouble seeing right now with Braille? Are you able to get things digitally to people? Just how does that work?
So yeah, every patron's need is going to be slightly different, and so if it's not something already in our collection, like already in our Braille collection, we'd connect the patron with Dawn, who is our accessibility specialist on the library staff, and she works with folks all the time to find the right solution for them, as opposed to trying to have like a one size fits all. We've got great staff who are very equity focused at all areas of the library. We're always looking to learn and do better. And we have some great headway so far. So yeah, if there's something that would help you as a community member better utilize the library, like we want to hear about that. Whether it's computer access or Wi-Fi, we have Wi-Fi hotspots and Chromebooks that we lend out. My coworker, Caitlin, it's actually her 30th birthday today. Happy birthday, Caitlin.
Happy birthday.
She runs that service, whether it's accessibility, whether it's, services in languages other than English. We've got someone at the library who can be a point person and figure out what you need to be able to get what you're looking for.
Oh, it's great. The library is awesome. I can't keep saying it enough. If people want to learn more about the library, where do they go to find out?
Yeah, so going to our library website, skokielibrary.info, like short for information. That's going to be a good one-stop shop. You're going to be able to see our most upcoming events, big promotional pieces, information about how to use the library right now, because that shifts a little bit as
Sure.
The CDC recommendations and the village health recommendations change. You can also follow us on social media. We're on Instagram and on Twitter. There's a lot of content there, and on Facebook. And if you check us out on Facebook, you'll see we have a New Year's Eve concert. It's something of a tradition for us, a family concert, noon on New Year's Eve. It's going to be streaming on Facebook with the group Good Clean Fun. So hits throughout the decades. So if you're looking for that concert fix, that's the way. Follow us on Facebook and YouTube as well, where you can find all of our online events captured.
And do you write the e-blasts that go out for the library?
I do not. We've got a great team in our communications department who does that. I work to make sure that all of the great programs that folks on my team are putting on the calendar, that those get promoted in the emails. But there are others who are the expert wordsmithers. Yeah, well, I was just trying to like sneak in One Direction lyrics.
Exactly. That's why you put it in your bio. Well, this is so great speaking with you, Amy. I really appreciate it. Everyone, please go to the Skokie Public Library. Enjoy what we have as a great gem in this community. And I thank you for your time this morning. And everyone, stick around for Courtney Sturgeon from the Illinois Holocaust Museum. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Recognized as the third largest Holocaust museum in the world, Illinois Holocaust Museum inspires people of all ages to take a stand against anti-Semitism, hatred, prejudice, and indifference. An award-winning and world-class attraction, the museum has a fantastic slate of engaging virtual programs, including discussions on social justice topics, film screenings with talkbacks, lunch and learn sessions with scholars, authors, and experts, and more. There's truly something for everyone. Tickets for virtual public tours of the blockbuster exhibit Notorious RBG, The Life and Times of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, are available now through February 20th. And speaking of inspiring pop culture icons, on January 21st, you and your friends have the opportunity to test your pop culture knowledge during the virtual event Take a Stand Trivia, hosted by the museum's Young Professional Committee. Thanks to Let Us Entertain You, this event can be transformed into a dinner party with food and cocktail kits available for curbside pickup in the city and suburbs. Visit ilholocaustmuseum.org for more information. Relationships are at the base of just about everything in life. If those relationships thrive, so does your life and your business. Prue's Coach Leader Academy helps individuals to entire companies learn a coach approach to support positive relationship. PCLA's ICF accredited coach training program transforms and equips individuals and companies with a skill set to support others' growth and development. PCLA. We coach, we train, we mentor. Get started today at Prue'sCoachLeader.com. That's PREUSS Coachleader.com. Moving day is a happy day, but how can you be sure all of your stuff will get to the new place in the same condition they left the old place? Upgrade your experience to first-class moving and storage. You'll get a team of professionals who treat all of your belongings with care and have the right tools to make the job go smoothly. They even offer a full packing service. Upgrade to first-class moving and storage. They're local and independently owned. For more info, visit the website at firstclassmovers.com. That's the number one, stclassmovers.com.
Hi, I'm Aaron Masliansky, longtime Skokie and Evanston resident, host of Inside the Skev, and local real estate expert. As a community connector and realtor with Dreamtown Realty in downtown Evanston, I know firsthand what makes the Skev such an amazing place to live. When I'm helping my clients buy and sell properties inside of the Skev or out, I'm doing it with the best technology and support team behind me at Dreamtown. During the pandemic, I've been able to help my clients seamlessly stay on track with their home search, from immersive 3D Matterport tours, professional photos, to virtual open houses. My clients can find their homes safely and comfortably, and even from their couch. When you're ready to make a move, know that I'll be here to help. You can always find out more about me at skevinston.com/real estate. Again, that's skevinston.com/real estate, or email me at aaron@skevinston.com.
Mortgage rates have reached record lows recently. If you see homeownership in your future, the future is now. Think of Beth Lewis at Cross Country Mortgage as your personal mortgage shopper. She'll sort through racks and racks of home financing options until she finds exactly the right style and fit for you. She'll get you pre-approved to give you an advantage over other buyers, and she'll close your loan quickly with a highly efficient process driven by advanced mortgage technology. So far in 2020, Beth has come through for over 680 individuals and families who needed home financing. Beth will be here for you too, because helping people get mortgages is what she does best. Visit BethLewisTeam.com to get started. That's BethLewisTeam.com, or call 847-274-9745. That's 847-274-9745. Cross Country Mortgage LLC, NMLS 3029, www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org. Equal housing opportunity, Illinois Residential Mortgage Licensee.
Mike Jackson Outdoors, Sunday mornings, 8 to 9 a.m. on Smart Talk. WCGO AM and FM.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Aaron with Inside the Skev, and I am here with Courtney Sturgeon from the Illinois Holocaust Museum YPC Committee. and that is the Young Professional Committee. I'm on that committee as well. And Courtney, it is a pleasure to have you here today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So this is so cool. And, we are, we're both on this committee together, and we've got, a really cool event coming up. But before we start there, I just want to know, how did you get involved here?
Well, it really started with one of the Holocaust survivors. I heard Aaron Elster speak when I was just 13 years old, when the museum was a storefront in downtown Skokie. So I'm kind of dating myself there. But throughout the years, I couldn't stop. After hearing him speak, I couldn't stop thinking about what he told us. I mean, we have really the best storytellers in the survivors who speak at the museum, and actually one of the largest groups of survivors who speak in the world to this day. And so many of them can connect with so many audiences, as Aaron did with me. I was only 13 and was inspired to become a journalist because of him. And so I grew up, I got into news. I was a reporter for NBC, Fox, and ABC affiliates in the Midwest and out East. But throughout my career, I saw so much prejudice and anti-Semitism, certainly. I wasn't allowed to report on Holocaust Remembrance Day one time. Yeah. It is really something that still exists today. And we've seen obviously a rise in anti-Semitism and other hate crimes around the country. So when I came back to Chicago, I meant to always get back to the museum and thank Aaron Elster, but I never got that chance. But now you can go and see his holograph in the holographic theater there. And it's been a great opportunity to just reconnect with their stories and be inspired by them as well.
Well, you have a unique way to be able to broadcast that message because you have been in broadcast, you're in media, and I think it's so important that you're able to share that story. And in regards to the 3D, the holograph, it's amazing. And I've taken my son there, and I saw Aaron Elster speak, in that, and it's a great way for people, for ongoing to be able to hear those stories.
Absolutely. I started volunteering at the museum when we safely reopened in July, and Aaron was actually the first survivor that I went into the holographic theater with and moderated those conversations between people. And there were so many young people asking him great questions about current events and what they need to do to stand up when they see, something going wrong, what it means to take a stand, what it means to be an upstander. And those are messages that, even though Aaron passed away a few years ago, he, through his holograph, conveys those messages to young people. And they want to know, I think this year now more than ever, and they walked away really inspired from it.
It's very inspiring. It really, really is. And, one question I have is, what is the museum doing now? Because right now it can't be open, but, things have really shifted throughout this year, right?
Absolutely. And like I said, they safely reopened in July. I started volunteering there and saw many people coming in, but at safe distances. There are plenty of socially distant procedures that are in place, and the security there is running around making sure that everyone feels safe and that they can, enjoy the exhibits that are there. And I thought that everyone did a great job who visited in keeping conscious of what was going on, and obviously making sure that there was social distance between everyone.
Right. But there's a lot of programming online now too, right? Where you can hear people speaking.
Absolutely. And that's actually the Take a Stand Trivia Night coming up this January 21st that we're hosting will benefit a lot of those programs, those online programs specifically for low-income students, whether it's in a time or normal times, whatever that new normal is, or
right.
During COVID times, they'll be able to take part in all of the exhibits and especially hear from the speakers as well. So this event will be a lot of fun and a great way to get involved and support the museum while doing something fun like pop culture.
Right, exactly. It's pop culture trivia.
Yeah.
I won't
be good at it, but it'll be fun for everyone else.
Well, we did a test run the other night, and with a few other people from the YPC, and I think we did pretty well. I'd have to say, didn't really cheat that much.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. we're a positive group, so I don't know that we did that well, but we
did all right.
Each other.
Exactly. So the event though is a fundraiser, and just so people realize, there is a man
pause there just a little bit. Technical issues.
For you are frozen now. I think my connection's unstable. Anyway,
let's start over.
Plugged in. I'm hardwired in here. It's like, what the heck just happened? My kids need to get off the internet. But the event, the important thing is that people should sign up for this event. Where can people go to do that, and what's the cost and whatnot?
So it's really easy to do. And there are a lot of different ways you can give back too. You don't necessarily have to be participating. No one wants to be on my team. So I will be signing up as an individual because I am not good at pop culture, but that's okay. Whether you have a team or you want to sign up as an individual, you can just go to ilholocaustmuseum.org, sign up there. The tickets are about $25. And as I mentioned, that goes to funding programming for low-income students. And we also will be selling raffle tickets. So even if you can't make it that night, participate in the raffle and try your luck at that.
Right. And this is open to everybody. You don't have to be a young professional to be a part of this.
No, it's anyone interested in pop culture or like me, doesn't have a background in it, but you can certainly learn a lot from it. And it is a fun night. We also have the option to, through our sponsors, Let Us Entertain You, to have some drink and food packages as well. So you can check that out on our website.
And that could be delivered to you at your home, so everything's safe.
I think all the details are on there. Yep. So it's definitely a socially distant night, and hope you enjoy with family and friends.
Yeah. I've done some other online trivia nights, fundraisers over this past year. And so I've talked to some friends who are like, oh, is it really going to be fun? It is fun. It is an awesome time. You're in a Zoom room with your friends or whoever signs up with you, whoever you have to convince to do it. And I mean, you're just laughing, you're joking around, you're having a good time. It's a great way to socialize. And we'll be talking more about this event. I'm going to be having somebody else from the museum on in a few weeks. But I think it's so important to support these types of institutions right now. So, so again, if you want to learn more, it's IllinoisHolocaustMuseum.org/YPC-benefits. That's where there's more information there. But it is so much fun. So you have nobody on your team yet?
No one yet. I'll recruit someone, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
we'll see.
If some people are listening right now and they want to be on Courtney's team, just when
Help
you
me
sign
out.
up, put Courtney's
please.
name there. Yes.
I'm going to recruit some of our survivors. We'll be making an appearance that night. So I think I might have to recruit some of them.
Well, that's fine. They could get on Zoom. They've been able to, be adapted during this time period. But Courtney, thank you so much for being on the show. Amy, thank you for being on the show today, and everyone for listening. Hope you have a wonderful new year. May 2021 be amazing for all of us, and let's put 2020 behind us. But Courtney, great to see you. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Thank you.